Then, we have been your boy for the line checking in.
What's the word? It's your boy Jada. Down back again. Third time?
Once again,
Third time? Uno, dos, tres.
Back in, man.
Like
Hey, yo, we checking out Jada, Pinkett, and Will Smith.
This is a topic right here. Nah, this is
Tea
really
is
a
hot
topic
right here. Tea is hot.
She making my son Will look bad. I don't appreciate it.
She talking spicy out. She letting it rip.
You see how she made everybody go bold so they could look like Tupac?
Son,
Nah, they be wilding with the memes. Nah, the memes is the funniest
they be
thing.
wilding though. With the two body, you'll take this picture real quick.
Nah, niggas is foul.
That's wild. All right,
She
let's see what she's talking about right now. The latest.
You expect your partner to know, especially when it comes to sex.
Right.
It's like, well, if you love me, you should know.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you love me,
You should be able to
you
read
should
my
read
mind.
my mind.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith gets candid about her sex life with Will Smith after more than 2 decades of marriage.
It is not your responsibility to make your wife happy. Right?
Gangster.
Just like
I ain't gonna lie. He right.
Hold on, let's finish the clip.
Nah, continue. He right.
Oh, let's get the full context though. But
Full context.
he might save himself.
Yeah, he might. He's saying.
But why do you think he right?
Nah, cause he's right.
He might save
Nah,
himself.
he's right in the sense of
You're supposed to find happiness from within.
yourself. Yeah, like
I
I can't. I'm
it's
not.
not my wife's responsibility to make me happy.
Alright, see, look.
It's my responsibility to make me happy, and it's her responsibility to make her happy, and then we're gonna come together
And be happy.
and build on that happiness.
The 50-year-old actress opens up on the latest episode of Facebook Live's Red Table Talk.
I told you he's gonna save himself.
He
He
saved
got it.
himself. He said what he said, right?
You get happiness from within.
Now look how Jada doing. Joke.
Y'all make no sense though.
I mean, no
How?
sense.
That's automatic though. Like that has nothing to do with your relationship. Like
It does.
you loving
do,
yourself,
bro.
you should always love yourself before you love somebody.
That's what he just said.
A lot of people don't love themselves. So a lot of people look for
But-
happiness.
But you gotta make your partner happy too though.
No, he said it's not his job to make her happy.
He can, but it's
I mean,
it's not his job.
it is. What
Break
you
it down
mean?
this
It is
way.
your job. If you're committed to somebody, that's your job.
Break it down this way. What he's basically saying is his happiness and her happiness shouldn't be solely dependent on the other person.
Yeah, like
You should be
alright.
happy
Nah,
first,
yeah, that's facts.
and that's an added bonus.
So you said the right word.
Because if you're not happy and you look for me to make you happy, and I'm not doing the things that you want,
Yeah, but what he said, the way he said it was crazy.
he blunt. He's blunt with it. That's it.
It was crazy when he came out.
Telling her mom, Adrienne Banfeld Norris, and guest Gwyneth Paltrow about the difficulties of
That's what I'm saying. Where's she
maintaining a
from?
good
She
sex
was mad
life
familiar,
after
bro.
all those years.
Really, at the end of the day, it's just not quitting, you know?
Of course, Will and Jada tied the knot in 1997 and will celebrate their 24th anniversary this coming New Year's Eve. They share 2 kids, 20-year-old Willow and 23-year-old Jaden. Will is also dad to 28-year-old Trey from a previous relationship.
It's hard.
I know. I'm
I
sure.
mean, the thing that Will and I talk about a lot is the journey. I mean, we started in this at a very young age. You know, 22 years old. I think you expect your partner to know, especially when it comes to sex.
Right.
It's like, well, if you love me, you should know.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Sorry.
If you love
He hit that
me,
like
You
6
should be able
months.
to
you
read
should
my
read
mind.
my mind.
He hit that like 6
You know,
months.
that's
7
a
months.
huge, that's a
call.
huge
She had an
thing.
air moment.
Yeah.
Jada says she's grown out of that mindset, but it can still be uncomfortable for her to express what she wants.
So you should
Tell
have let
me
it out.
Right.
what you need, tell me what you want, and on top of it, I know that I have to be accountable to do the same. And do you? I really try.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable,
Very.
but it's deeply healthy.
Of course, this all echoes what Will told E.T. back in 2007.
Anything that I need to make myself happy, I will present that to my wife that I need that to be
Honestly,
happy. Divorce is not an option. We're going to be together. So we're going to figure out
That's
how
crazy.
to be happy.
In fact, he
Jesus said
doubled
that
down
shit
on all that
yesterday.
again in 2015, telling ET that when it comes to their marriage, they put in the work.
You can't expect it to be easy. It's like our marriage was the most difficult, grueling, and excruciating thing that we've ever taken on in our lives. And, we're just
They've been
not
doing this shit
quitters.
for a minute.
And by the same token, we're not apathetic. So we're not going to sit there and let it, be painful. We're going to keep working. And if there is a secret, I would say, is
There's
that
pain in those eyes.
You think so?
we never went
I think
into
so.
working on our
There's pain
relationship.
in the eyes. When he heard entanglement, there was pain in the eyes.
Nah, he's not. He said some shit. He said he was just tired. I believe him.
He was tired. He was tired.
And they've been doing this since 1990.
And you just see how her
97.
personality is. Imagine how she is.
I'm not gonna lie to you. From what we're seeing, Jada seems like
He did say 24 years.
She seems like a very draining individual.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro.
She seemed like, she'll let you, she just won't let you sleep, bro. And I need to sleep.
Like, she literally, in the course of about, 3 minutes, said, you should read my mind. I expect you to be open with me, but I can't really do it with you because it's uncomfortable. You gotta kind of be perfect, and ain't nobody perfect.
The reading my mind part, to an extent, you with somebody for a certain amount of time when it comes to certain things.
You should know a lot,
That's
but
a fact.
people grow, people change every day. How I am last year, not gonna be the same this year.
But you see the way, like he just said, we're not, divorce is not an option. The way he said that, and the way she kind of talks about it too, it's like, we're just in this shit, like.
Yeah, they kind of stuff.
So I'm saying they've been together so long. They know.
Oh no.
So I'm saying he
But
got hurt,
she
bro.
be airing his shit out.
Yeah.
Sex life and all that. She be ripping this.
That's the only
what I'm saying.
He probably don't want that shit.
Free will, man.
Free will.
Shit. We only ever work on ourselves in.
You don't think he out here? He just lowered his shit. You don't think he just lowered his shit?
That's fine, bro. That's fine.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying he probably is not stressing, bro.
But she's airing his shit out.
That's what's making it worse. If she was low too,
he the Fresh Prince, bro. He chilling, like he don't gotta really. And as a dude, not gonna. If a girl like air you out, like come on, that make no sense to air her out. Like going back.
So I'm saying he chilling, bro.
Yeah,
He's not stressing.
No, but the internet, she going crazy. This shit going viral, bro.
My son, he chilling.
The tea is
He chilling.
I believe you feel
He chilling, but the tea's hot.
And then presented ourselves to one another.
That's why they keep every year.
And just in case there was any confusion, on Wednesday, Jada clarified her comments about her sex life with Will, tweeting in part, quote, "Will and I have never had an issue in the bedroom. Thank you." But back to Red Table Talk. While discussing the topic of sex with their kids, Jada and Gwyneth had very different experiences. Willow started asking Jada about sex at the age of 5, and Jada says she made sure to preach respect and consideration when the topic came up with Jaden. As for Gwyneth's kids, 15-year-old Moses and 17-year-old Apple,
y'all talking to y'all kids about sex at 5?
No. Depends. It depends.
Nah,
like,
it depends.
You want to know how to write first, bro? You want to ask me about
maybe
fucking?
like.
Listen, bro.
You want to write. You want to know about fucking.
Nah, think about it.
5.
Yeah, 5 is old enough. Now, you know why 5?
Not saying they stupid, but
what's 5?
No, 5 is old enough. 5 is old enough. You know why? But by the time they're 2 and 3, by the time they're 2, 3,
kindergarten one.
yeah. By the time they're 2, 3, yeah, bro. By the time they're 4 years old, bro.
I'm just saying.
Especially with
I feel like there's stuff you need to talk about first.
But it's hard. Yeah, that's a fact. But
like that shouldn't be the first thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's the first thing, but like if.
How do you think she asked about sex though? Like imagine like
because that's not an easy subject.
Who asked about sex? The kid asked about sex.
She said Willow asked her.
But she didn't say that. She explained it.
Right, but I'm assuming.
But the way she come off, she probably explained this shit.
Not really, no. But think about it this way: like at 5, you have to break down something really in depth. A child's mind, they're really curious. They're not just gonna let you take.
Our children, like what is sex? I'll be like, nah, what is sex?
Think about it. I knew about sex in kindergarten.
But then you imagine your parent have to go in depth about it though. Because you
just think about it.
Imagine you having a child.
I know about sex in kindergarten. I didn't ask my parents about sex until like.
All right, but imagine you having a kid and a kid asking you,
then you gotta tell me.
No, I'm saying
my experience.
No, I'm saying if you.
That's what I'm saying. What I would do from my experience.
Yeah.
I wouldn't talk about it because he came to me and asked about it.
How in depth are you gonna talk though?
No, he's saying you wouldn't talk about it.
I am gonna talk about it.
Oh, so you're just gonna explain it?
How
bro.
Like, what
I'm
are you
gonna just
gonna
be like, yo, that's what babies go from. Like that's how I'm talking. Yeah, that's what it's gonna go to. Like you feel me? If they asking more questions, I'm like, bro, like.
Nah.
I'm thinking about
when
I was in kindergarten. All right, and I didn't know about that.
These children they different these days.
And I knew about sex at kindergarten.
And these kids have. How deep are you looking into this conversation?
Remember that.
How much he knows. How much what he came to me with. And look, and think about it now. I didn't know about it. I didn't know about sex. All I knew about was what. I'm not throwing around the bus, but I heard people talk about it. You feel me? That's how I knew about it. But imagine these kids now. We had phones. These kids are on phones like this, bro.
That's why I asked that question.
I know about that shit. Probably like
because what you talk about is going to be different from what you experienced when you were that age. They could have seen something, and
that's what I'm saying. They probably seen way more.
So what if somehow, some way your 5-year-old came across one of them vids? What you gonna explain to him that?
If they ask about it though, like
what they asking about, what they saying, what is I'm like, yo, bro, like. You see, you asking mad shit right now.
All right, bet. Let's give a scenario.
I'm giving a rule.
All right, let's say your child, right? Like found like some porn on your laptop, on your iPad. It's your iPad though. Dad's iPad. Going to shit, see the porn and shit, and he start watching the shit, and then he come to you like, yo, dad, like not even on some like yo in front of mom or some hot boy shit. Maybe he might be like, yo, dad, what's this right here? And then this shit showing like you pussy, that shit. Close that shit, close the door, close the door.
You won't tell him.
I'm not gonna close the door.
Like my nigga,
this is not what she just said.
This
is not what she just said.
She didn't specify how much or how little they spoke about. So I'm
just
saying,
how
much if you get to that point.
The question you asked me is, am I talking to him?
Okay,
how much?
And then I asked another question.
And I told you. Until
you
it depends on what the
part one. Now part two.
All right, let's replay because all she said was basically she asked about sex.
While discussing the topic of sex with their kids, Jada and Gwyneth had very different.
Discussing the topic of sex with your kids.
No, I think they mean kids currently.
No, but I'm saying I think she's
not experiences. Willow started asking Jada about sex at the age of 5, and Jada said
Willow started asking Jada about sex at the age of 5. She was asking her. So then my experience, if my daughter, and I'm like, yo, bro, first I'm
exactly. So you don't know,
but
you don't got no gameplay. You don't got no gameplay.
That's what I'm
unless you're single.
You don't know.
You don't got no gameplay, bro. Especially if you have a daughter, bro.
Bro, I told you my game plan. I already know I'm telling my kid.
No.
If you come to ask me, bro,
you're like, hold on one second.
Listen, I don't want my kid to learn from he say she's like from outside. If they come and talking about it, bro,
they're gonna learn shit from the outside.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
So look, it depends on your kid though.
Once they ask, I gotta tell you, bro, because you're gonna find out from some way. If I lie to you and you find out I'm lying, it's lit. The internet is lit, bro. They gonna go.
Nah, I wouldn't lie to my kid though.
That's why I asked that question.
I would try to finesse it though. Like what
that's
is
lying, nigga.
Nah, if they ask what is sex, like if they heard the word, like if they heard somebody talking about it, maybe.
I'm like, yo, we got that from. Oh, I see what's going on. We got that from. It's a conversation.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, shit.
In consideration when the topic came up with Jada. As for Gwyneth's kids, 15-year-old Moses and 17-year-old Apple, whom she shares with her ex Chris Martin, she said the topic first came up when they were in 6th grade and had sex ed at school.
6th grade had the craziest sex ed.
Really?
It was incredible. Full on everything. Like they learned everything. I will never forget Apple's face when she came home.
Yo, you know what?
That's
something. Yo, you give me our game right now. They probably got like sex ed lessons on YouTube, the way to talk to kids.
Bro. Yeah, bro. He probably don't Google that shit.
That's what you did. Come on. We got it made. We got it made, bro. I'm going right. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let me get the lesson right. All right, bro.
break. And when I say everything, I mean everything.
As for Moses, Gwen says he's not really interested in discussing it with his mom.
He's like at a phase where, we're extremely close, and he's also like differentiating, and he doesn't want me to show up raw strap, like let alone have me ask him a question.
Mad shit about sex, bro. He just not
talking. Bro, niggas in 6th grade, he like 12. He watching porn.
He's going crazy right now. She just don't know.
She knows, bro.
She knows. She thinks she knows, but she don't know.
There's a difference between,
she's an actor, bro. The world is like
there's a difference between 6th grade and 5 years old.
5-year-old.
It's a whole
that's
gap
a different
between
conversation.
That, bro.
Like
he could start being his nigga that age.
And she just said like she understands he's like separate. They're close, but they don't talk about this shit.
So mom just stay away with that.
That's what I'm saying. There's a whole different gap. You're 5. You're curious. If what Porter said was true, and they ran across a vid, that's a whole different conversation. Yeah. What are they doing? Why is it?
But bro, I found out about sex.
Do you know exactly
what do you mean you found out about sex? What do you mean?
I found like
you saw porno or some shit. Like what happened?
You got to speak on that.
What happened? Explain it. We need the details. Man.
Start the video.
No, you can't give no vague.
No, finish. Start the video.
Don't start that shit. Answer, nigga.
Listen.
So you about to get out of it like that, bro?
Crazy.
No, it's crazy.
Cause I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I was like 8, 9. I was at my friend's crib. And his mom's had the portals upstairs. So I shot my boys the phone. That was bad logo, bro. Like, we went upstairs, he was playing Xbox and shit.
Like, hey, you want to watch this?
Bro, he was like, yo, look at this shit my mom got. And my pop was they be watching. Put this shit in the Xbox, and we was watching that shit, bro. And his mom, like, downstairs, we watched that shit for like 10 minutes, bro. I was like, what the fuck, my nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? Now thinking about it, I was like, damn, bro. And that's why I was like, oh, nah, that's why when I see girls, I be like, ooh, I bet. Now it makes sense.
And then
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even have to have the birds and the bees combo. I already
that was it right there.
I knew the vibe. Yeah, that was it. Right, that was it. Shout out to my boy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had to say a word. I was like, I bet. Say less. Say less. That's why they be.
I'm saying, what about the birds and the bees?
Alright, so I should explain my shit. Go ahead.
You can't talk about that right now. Nah, that's a story for another. Nah, legit, that's a story for another episode. Another episode. I'll then tell that story. I promise. I promise.
E.T. caught up with the Oscar winner earlier this month, and she said that when it comes to sex, she tells her kids to trust their gut.
I think the main thing, and that nobody ever tells you, is like you have to stay really close to your own truth, and you have to stay really in integrity with that truth, because when you're in a relationship and you're not being your full self, you're sublimating things, or you're like white knuckling through something. It's actually, I think it can be pretty damaging on how you feel about yourself. I think my generation, we got a lot of messages around sex that made us feel bad about it. I try to just be curious, and teenagers are never going to want to talk to their parents about sex ever. So I sort of follow their lead, and luckily in middle school, they had a very thorough sex education. So the school handled, the kind of birds and the bees parts. And then I'm there for any questions, but the questions were pretty minimal.
That makes sense, man. Yo, shouts out E.T.
It's it. Entertainment's annoyance.
For the vid, man. Hey.
Nah, we touched on good topics on this shit, though.
That was one right there.
You got a story to tell next time.
Nah, not next time, but an episode. I promise you I will tell this story.
That's coming back.
Probably in our special episode.
Which one?
The one, alright?
It's coming through. Hey, man, it's your boy, Porter Lion.
It's your boy, K-Dot.
Yo, we out of here.
Check it out.